Dreams of the Stars. Chapter 1 The Lost Dawn. The morning fog in the wilderness has not yet dissipated, and the cold wind passes through the withered yellow grass, bringing a hint of biting chill. The young man squatted next to the rock, his eyes slightly open, but they were blank. Memories are frozen in the cracks of time, without a clue. His name and his past seem to have been hollowed out of his heart by an invisible hand, leaving only emptiness and confusion. This wilderness, called the Star Wasteland, is one of the most ruthless forbidden places on the otherworldly continent. Almost everyone who steps into this place has never survived. The boy was abandoned here for some reason, and the only thing he could rely on was the worn-out cloak on his body in a small village looming not far away. He stood up with difficulty, his eyes crossed the morning fog and walked towards the village. The moment he stepped into the entrance of the village, a pair of warm palms covered his shoulders. "Child, how can you be alone in this wilderness?" a middle-aged woman asked anxiously. He looked back and saw a kind couple. The man's eyebrows were resolute, and the woman's eyes were soft, as if they could see through his soul. The couple are adoptive parents, Thunder and Lan Xin. Chapter 2 The Secret of Sealing. His adoptive parents took in the boy and named him Linz, which means the rain that nourishes the earth. Lin Zi lived in the village, and although he had no memory, his instincts drove him to be full of dependence and gratitude to his adoptive parents. However, fate did not give him room to breathe. One night, the village was attacked by mysterious forces. Strange purple thunder and lightning flashed in the sky, and the villagers panicked, and the fire reflected half the sky. Thunder stood at the entrance of the village, holding a family heirloom long sword, guarding the last line of defense of the village. Lin Zi was held tightly in Lan Xion's arms, his eyes full of fear and unwillingness. The attacker's mask was hideous like a devil, but with unusual runes. Thunder confronted it, and in the shadow of the sword, the fate of the village swayed like a hanging silk puppet. Just as the attack was about to end, Lin Zi felt a sudden sharp pain in his chest, and at that moment, a broken memory seemed to flash through his mind, a face, a familiar whisper, and a huge sealing mark. Chapter 3 The Call of the Stars. After the attack, Linz lost his adoptive parents in the village. He wandered sadly in the star wilderness, only the faintly painful seal on his chest seemed to be calling him. In a sudden sandstorm, Lin Zi met a mysterious traveler named Yushin. Yushin was wearing an ink-colored robe, and his eyes were deep, as if he could see into everything in the world. "The seal on your body is a relic of the ancient Star clan," Yushin said. Lin Zi frowned and asked, "Star tribe?" Yushin smiled slightly. It was a forgotten race with the ability to control the power of the stars. "And your life experience is far more complicated than you think." Together, the two embark on a journey to find the truth, traversing the mysterious forest of stars, the desert of fire, and the dark abyss. Along the way, you'll encounter a variety of characters, from the kind-hearted alien girl Leia, to the cunning caravan leader Oswin, to the pursuers from the Dark Kingdom. Chapter 4 Illusions and Truth. Lin's memory was gradually broken, and the fragments flashed in his heart like fragments of stars. He discovers that he is actually a descendant of the Star clan, with a heavy responsibility and a mission to awaken the power of the sleeping stars. Just as he approached the truth, a surprising secret was revealed. The dark forces attacking the village were actually traitors of the former Star clan, trying to rule the otherworldly continent by sealing Lin's power. Lin Zi fell into an inner struggle. Did he become a savior, or was he a pawn of fate? Chapter 5 The Reversal of Destiny. Under the starry sky, Lin Zi faced the final battle. The power of the seal began to awaken, and he felt the energy of the stars burst out in his body, turning into a bright light. Yushin, Leia, and Oswen worked together to repel the siege of the dark forces. Lin Zi finally broke the seal and awakened the long-dormant star power. Just as victory was about to come, Lin Zi made a shocking decision, to seal the power of the stars in his body on the earth, so that the otherworldly continent could regain peace, but he fell into a deep sleep. Chapter 6 Awakening from Sleep. After sleeping for 1,000 years, the power of the stars slowly awakened from the depths of the earth. Lin Zi's body was buried deep in a hidden valley in the star wilderness, surrounded by silver-white star vines, and the vines slowly wrapped around his body, like a guardian to prevent outsiders from approaching. At this moment, there was a vision in the sky at the edge of the valley. and several silver meteors cut through the night, bringing bursts of low roars. This is a holy omen left by the Star Clan, announcing that a certain fateful reincarnation is about to begin. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 7 The Mystery of Twins. In another distant city-state, Blue Shadow City, a young girl named Serena is discovering a yellowed ancient book in the library at night, which records the legend of the Star Clan and the power of the seal. Selena's eyes froze between the pages of ancient texts, and her fingertips unconsciously touched a map of stars and runes. Strangely, there was a faint pain in her chest, as if something was activated. This puzzled her. At this time, a mysterious man named Eric suddenly appeared beside her. He claimed to be a guardian, a descendant of the secrets of the Star Clan, and was ordered to find the reborn of Linz. The two hit it off and decided to work together to find the truth that was sealed. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 8 The Trial of the Dark Abyss. Serena and Eric step into a forbidden land known as the Dark Abyss, filled with twisted spaces and eerie apparitions that seem to devour hearts. The two each face their deepest fears. Solana sees a phantom of her long-lost twin brother, while Eric is shrouded in the shadow of past betrayal. This trial not only tested their bodies, but also honed their minds. Eventually, they work together to break through the illusion and obtain an ancient stone slab engraved with the runes of the stars. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 9 The Whirlpool of Conspiracy. Back in Blue Studios, Serena and Eric reveal the secret of the slate. It is the key to the seal. But the news spread quickly, attracting the covetousness of the Dark Forces Night Order. The Order of Night is a mysterious organization that has long been behind the scenes to wield power on the continent. They believe that the power of the stars is the key to dominating the world, and they will do everything to seize the seal. During a night raid, Selena is captured and Eric flees alone. Dangers lurked, friends and foes were hard to distinguish, and the fate of the Star Clan hung by a thread again. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 10 The Decisive Battle of Light and Shadow. Lin's soul felt this strife in his sleep, and the power of the stars secretly awakened in him. Eric took the star slate and united his former allies and rebels to launch a final counterattack against the Order of Nightfall. On the eve of the decisive battle, Lin Ziyi's consciousness was shattered and woke up, and his body slowly broke free from the star vine, his eyes shining brightly like stars. On the battlefield, Linz and the leader of the Night Order, Dark Flame, engaged in a fierce showdown. The dark magic of the Dark Flame collided with the power of the stars of Linz, and the sky seemed to be torn apart, and the light and darkness intertwined into a thrilling picture. In the end, Lin Ziyi defeated the Dark Flame with the power of the stars, but did not choose to destroy the enemy, but used a seal to imprison him in the eternal star shadow cage, highlighting the true meaning of the Star Clan's tolerance and protection. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 11 A New Dawn. After the war, Linz decided not to sleep, but to lead the otherworldly continent to new prosperity as a guardian of the stars. Selena and Eric join his side, and the trio partners to eliminate the shadow left by the dark forces and rebuild their war-torn homes. The Star Wasteland is no longer a place of death, but a symbol of new life and hope. In the night sky, the stars twinkle with eternal light, illuminating the road ahead. Chapter 12 Song of the Stars. Linz led Serena and Eric to every corner of the otherworldly continent in search of scattered fragments of the stars. These fragments are the key to sealing the power of the stars, and only by collecting them can we ensure that the seal is never broken. In their search, they traverse stormy seas, through frozen canyons, and delve into the forgotten ancient city of Lanark. Trials and secrets are hidden everywhere, and they also give them a deeper understanding of the other world. An accident, Selena was trapped in the shadow of the abyss, and she sang the Song of the Stars with all her might, an ancient melody, singing the light and hope of the Star Clan. The song penetrated the darkness like a warm current, freeing itself and awakening the sleeping souls in the abyss. The Song of the Stars became a symbol of rekindling hope across the continent, and the Star Guardians gathered more power. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 13 The Embers of Darkness. Although the Dark Flame is sealed, his remnants are still secretly ready to plot new plots. They sent elite assassins to infiltrate the ranks of the Star Guardians in an attempt to undermine their trust and power. Eric accidentally exposes the mole during an operation, but is seriously injured as a result. At this time, Lin's power began to spiral out of control, and the sealed energy backed up his body. Faced with a force that was about to spiral out of control, Lin Ziyi struggled. If not controlled in time, the entire continent would fall into destruction. But if the seal is too strong, you will lose your freedom forever. Serena decided to sacrifice her life to help Lin stabilize the energy of the stars. Her determination made Lin's firm again, and the strength of the two blended to resolve the crisis. Chapter 14 The Symphony of Destiny. On the eve of the ultimate showdown, the Star Guardians and the remnants of darkness engage in a final showdown at the gates of the Otherworld. The gate of the Otherworld is a giant altar to the source of chaos, and controlling it can determine the fate of the world. In the midst of the fierce battle, Serena sacrifices the final chapter of the Song of the Stars, summoning starbeams from the sky to sprinkle on the enemy. Eric instigated tactics to cooperate with Lin's star power and gradually disintegrate the enemy camp. Lin Ziyi faced the leader of the Dark Remnants Void Flame, and the two started a desperate duel. Void Flame used chaos magic to try to devour Lin's power, but was reversed by Lin's and sealed chaos into his body. Eventually, the virtual flame turned into nothingness in the light of the stars, the door to the other world was closed, and the world regained its balance. Chapter 15 The Light of the New Century. After the war, the otherworldly continent entered a long era of peace and prosperity. Linz becomes the leader of the Star Guardians and rebuilds his home with Serena and Eric. They established the Star Alliance to gather the forces of all races to jointly protect the continent from being shrouded in darkness. Lin Ziyi finally solved the mystery of his life experience. He is the last bloodline of the Star Clan, and he is also the bright hope of this world. He integrated the power of the stars into the earth, turning the starry wasteland into a vibrant paradise. Finale. In a grand ceremony under the starry sky, Lin Ziyi scattered the light of the stars into the sky, lighting up the night sky of the entire otherworldly continent. The light of the stars is not only a symbol of strength, but also the embodiment of love and hope. Selena and Eric stood beside him, and the three of them stared at the bright starry sky, knowing that no matter how the future changed, this light would never go out. Postscript. An epic about loss and rebirth, intertwining darkness and light. Every sealed memory hides a precious love and hope. Through the adventures of Linz, Selena, and Eric, we see that despite the ill-fated fate, it can still be lit up by courage and friendship. The stars do not disappear, and the dream endures. May every reader find their own light and strength under their own stars.